Teyana Taylor was on top of the world. Fresh off a Golden Globe win and an Oscar nomination, she was finally getting the love she'd worked so hard for. Hollywood couldn't stop talking about her. She was glowing, unstoppable, and officially crowned as the next big thing. The cameras flashed, the critics cheered, and for a moment it seemed like nothing could touch her shine. But then, boom! Just as the spotlight hit its brightest point, everything flipped upside down.
Shout out to Teyana Taylor. Her contract is up. Her and I almost called him Hernandez. That's Stefan Diggs, my bad. That's not Stefan Diggs, is Aaron Hernandez, okay?
Out of nowhere, Tasha K dropped a bomb so wild it left Hollywood gasping. What was supposed to be a calm New Year reset between Teyana and actor Aaron Pierre spiraled into pure chaos overnight. Tasha claimed this wasn't about distance, branding, or even cheating. She hinted at something way deeper. According to her, Teyana was hiding a serious medical issue, one that could wreck her entire award season run. The rumor hit like lightning, and fans were left asking one big question. Was this the real reason Aaron Pierre suddenly vanished from her life? Or is this just another messy move from one of the internet's most controversial voices?
Aaron Pierre, okay? What's that song? Mufasa? What's that song, Mufasa?
It looked like someone was trying to dim the light of a woman shining way too bright. Tonight's story digs deep into leaked secrets, shocking health claims, and those so-called receipts that Tasha K swears will flip the whole story upside down. Teyana Taylor has battled through Hollywood storms before, but this time the fire's burning way hotter. This isn't your typical drama, it's straight up explosive. Usually when big Hollywood couples crumble, fans get a clean, polished statement filled with soft words and fake peace. But when 2025 wrapped up, the silence around Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre didn't sound peaceful at all. It was loud, tense, and full of hidden energy. Everyone could feel something was off. From the outside, they looked unstoppable. A Harlem-born powerhouse and a rising British star fresh off voicing Mufasa and dominating Rebel Ridge. Teyana used to call Aaron her comfort zone, her apple pie, her safe space when the world got heavy. But behind that perfect picture, one tiny digital slip-up was about to crack their whole image apart.
But I did reach out to the team and they shut me down. They didn't want me nowhere near this story. I said, how dare y'all close the door on me about this relationship?
This story didn't kick off with cheating whispers or paparazzi pics. It started with a simple tech mistake that spiraled out of control. Through 2025, Teyana wasn't just Aaron's partner, she was his architect. She handpicked him for her seductive escape room visuals, molded his image, and guided him through Hollywood's toughest circles. One wrong digital move and everything started to crumble. Teyana wasn't just opening doors for Aaron, she was handing him the keys to the entire kingdom. She shared stylists, film sets, and according to insiders from her movie One Battle After Another, even synced their devices while jetting between cities in December 2025. At the time, she was wrapping up edits on what would soon become her award-winning role, but one small digital mistake changed everything. Sources claim Teyana noticed something strange, a shared iPad still logged into Aaron's cloud account. For someone who had already survived a public, emotionally draining divorce, this wasn't just snooping, it was pure intuition. She trusted her gut, and what she allegedly found wasn't heartbreak, it was cold, calculated strategy. Inside that cloud wasn't a messy trail of flirty texts or random secrets. It was structured, organized, and deeply suspicious. Reports say it looked like a whole blueprint for a double life, a playbook detailing personal and professional moves. The deeper she looked, the clearer it became. This wasn't about love, it was about leverage. Allegedly, Teyana stumbled on emails and notes between Aaron's UK team and a top-tier Hollywood PR firm, all discussing how to launch him into the American spotlight. And guess who was at the center of their plan? Her. Those messages reportedly describe Teyana's authenticity, cultural power, and raw honesty as tools to be used for his career climb. She wasn't just his partner, she was the strategy itself. To the outside world, Teyana looked like the perfect match, the one who made Aaron seem grounded, emotionally deep, and perfectly relatable, right before his big 2026 projects tied to Star Wars, Starfighter, and DC's Lanterns. While she was opening her home, introducing him to her daughters, and letting him into her family circle, his team allegedly was busy treating her like brand equity instead of a person. Can you imagine? That realization hit hard.
Or was it a relationship? Here's the thing. I know TT got upset with me when I said that she was too clingy.
All the warmth, the comfort, the apple pie love story suddenly felt fake, like a scene straight out of a PR playbook. What she believed was love might have just been business strategy dressed up in affection. And once that truth started sinking in, there was no unseeing it. What Teyana found wasn't just emotional betrayal, it was organized chaos hiding behind spreadsheets and talking points. Reports say she uncovered files mapping out a step-by-step image plan, a literal marketing blueprint to make Aaron appear more down-to-earth for the American audience. The charm, the London mystique, the clean-cut European elegance, it was all crafted. Every detail seemed rehearsed, carefully edited for maximum effect. And as Teyana kept tracing the digital trail, another story began to unfold, one that reached all the way across the Atlantic. The logs allegedly showed that while she was holding things down in Los Angeles, Aaron was maintaining a connection back in London. Not some random fling, but someone strategic, someone whose background, image, and social status perfectly matched the polished global brand his team was chasing. Prestige over passion, that's what it looked like.
Oh, I know I'm finna hear from the team, but Happy New Year, Teyana. I'm glad that you starting off new and fresh and,
The moment it all clicked, Teyana felt that gut punch of deja vu, another setup, another industry trap she thought she'd outgrown. She had poured everything into protecting Aaron, teaching him how to move smart through Harlem and Hollywood, using her own name and connections to build him up. But now, it looked like she'd been used and quietly replaced the second her value ran out. That so-called digital scrub on December 31st, 2025, it wasn't some peaceful mutual reset. It was a move straight out of a PR playbook. What looked like closure was actually strategy. Insiders say that's when the real game began, a quiet, high-stakes chess match where every move mattered. Because here's the thing, Teyana Taylor doesn't explode in public, she plans. While everyone else expected her to spiral or post cryptic messages online, she was doing the exact opposite. She spent those final days of 2025 gathering evidence, screenshots, timestamps, metadata, every trace of truth saved with surgical precision. Not a single emotional rant, not one messy post. Instead, she reportedly pulled together her inner circle, lawyers, trusted creatives, and a few powerful allies who understood how this business really works. She wasn't acting out of anger anymore. She was moving with intention. Because deep down, Teyana knew one thing. In this game, the loudest person loses, the smartest one collects receipts. If Aaron's team thought they could turn culture into just an aesthetic, they seriously underestimated the woman they were playing with. Teyana wasn't some accessory or trend. She was the architect behind the vibe they were trying to sell. She saw the 2026 Golden Globes on the horizon and understood exactly what that night meant. Aaron Pierre's official crowning as Hollywood's next leading man. And in that moment, she made her move. If they wanted to swap her out for a new look, then fine. She'd flip the whole script and make her own transformation the story everyone talked about. Because that digital glitch hadn't just exposed betrayal, it had handed her power. What she allegedly uncovered wasn't just breakup material, it was the kind of evidence that could shake the glossy illusion of Hollywood itself. Reports claim Teyana held documentation so serious, it could unravel the myth behind how stars are built and branded in the industry.
Ali, she can't, but she too big to be selling, she can't sell out of Coochie herself. She got breathing problems. She got a CPAP machine when she go to sleep at night. Listen, Farah Ali.
Aaron might have entered her world looking for peace and protection, but it seems he left behind the entire blueprint of his career, sitting in the hands of the one woman bold enough to expose it all. And this is where everything gets darker. This was the turning point, the fall from red carpet glory into murky, unverified chaos. Because just when it looked like Teyana had the situation under control, a new voice suddenly broke through the silence with accusations that threatened to blow the whole story wide open. Then came Tasha K. In late January 2026, the internet's most infamous commentator jumped back into the chaos, and this time she called it a code red revelation. She went live claiming the breakup between Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre wasn't about branding issues, creative differences, or even a hidden London connection. Nope, she said it went way deeper. According to her, this was about a medical secret buried underneath the heartbreak, something she ominously described as bad. The moment she dropped it, social media exploded. Tasha claimed to have receipts, though totally unverified, suggesting a serious health crisis had caused the sudden rift, with one party allegedly blaming the other. She played into whispers that had already been floating in private group chats and low-key forums, teasing dark medical implications without ever saying them outright. The mystery only made it spread faster. Within hours, her video had millions of views, and fan communities were in full-blown panic mode. But behind the scenes, industry insiders were sounding the alarm for a whole different reason. They reminded everyone of Tasha K's long record of courtroom battles tied to spreading unverified medical claims, including her massive multi-million-dollar loss to Cardi B. People started asking the hard question, was this exposure or just straight exploitation? And to really understand why her rumor hit so hard, context mattered. Just a few months earlier, in August 2025, Teyana publicly opened up about a real health scare. She shared with fans that she had to undergo emergency surgery to remove a non-cancerous polyp from her vocal cords. And during her recovery, Aaron Pierre was right there by her side, the picture of love and support. She even called him her safe space, and at that time, the story felt touching, genuine, and real. But then Tasha K came swinging in, twisting that moment into something completely different. Tasha claimed that Teyana's vocal surgery was just the surface, saying it covered up something much more serious. In her version, Aaron allegedly found out about a private diagnosis that pushed him to retreat back to the UK, cutting ties with Teyana overnight. But the most explosive part of the claim wasn't even the health angle. It was the betrayal storyline attached to it.
I feel like he was a popular guy at that time, and everybody was looking at the third leg. She got to see it up close and personal.
According to Tasha, Aaron supposedly felt deceived, and his team allegedly used that medical discovery as a loophole, a way to back out of their business deal with Teyana's production company without paying any kind of exit fee. If that wild claim were true, it wouldn't just be a breakup, it would be something far darker, almost like turning a woman's health into a weapon to protect a man's image and career. But Teyana's camp shut that down instantly. Sources close to her called Tasha's claims grotesque, unethical, and flat-out false. They made it clear, this wasn't exposure, this was exploitation disguised as gossip. Teyana's team fired back hard, accusing Tasha K of exploiting someone's medical privacy just for clicks. And honestly, they made a strong point. Teyana's been everywhere lately. She's been filming, directing, performing, and jet-setting non-stop. Her crazy level of productivity alone makes those wild health crisis rumors look totally unbelievable. But still, the timing couldn't be worse. Teyana's right in the middle of a fierce Oscar campaign, one of the most competitive in years. In Hollywood, even the smallest whisper of a health scandal can spark quiet panic among studios, award voters, and PR teams scrambling behind the scenes. And Teyana's not sitting back either. Reports say her legal team has already sent out cease and desist letters to multiple platforms spreading Tasha's claims, matching the same bold, nonsense energy she showed during her divorce battle. Meanwhile, Tasha K isn't backing down one bit. She's standing firm, saying the truth will come out eventually. That defiance has split the internet in half. Some people believe Teyana's being unfairly targeted by an industry that never seems comfortable with strong, self-made women, while others can't help but wonder if there's some tiny piece of truth buried under all the noise. And that's the scary part about rumor culture. It moves faster than facts. One unverified claim can twist reality before the truth even gets a chance to breathe. The line between exposure and straight-up destruction has never been thinner.
As of January 27, 2026, there's still zero medical proof backing Tasha's story, none at all. What is visible, though, is Teyana Taylor showing up on every red carpet looking vibrant, glowing, confident, and completely unbothered. She's healthy, focused, and clearly still owning her moment. While the internet exploded with theories, Aaron Pierre stayed completely silent. No statements, no denials, not even a subtle clarification. He's refused to say a word about Teyana's health or the real reason behind their sudden split. And honestly, at this point, the simplest explanation might just be the truth. There may be no secret at all, just two ambitious stars whose relationship crumbled under the pressure of fame and competition, both chasing the same spotlight in Hollywood.
And you know, Teyana black, not as in skin color, but I'm talking about her culture. She's black, okay? She one of us. She going to work with a bonnet on and rollers underneath, okay?
But here's the thing, celebrity culture doesn't want simple. Rumors spread faster than facts, and drama always drowns out reality. Once again, Teyana found herself fighting to survive, not against a messy marriage or an industry feud this time, but against a digital circus trying to twist her biggest career win into a fake medical scandal. By late January 2026, the conversation had completely flipped. No one was talking about her Golden Globe speech or her Oscar buzz anymore. Instead, the internet turned into a microscope, picking apart her body, her past, and her privacy like it was public property. And all of it fueled by the loudest, most polarizing voices online. But if anyone thought Teyana Taylor was just gonna sit back and take that, they clearly haven't been watching her for the last 20 years. When Teyana responds, she doesn't rant, she documents. Then she calls her lawyers and moves in silence with precision. So when that so-called medical secret started trending, her team wasted no time. Reports say within 48 hours of the allegations hitting the internet, a major defamation lawsuit was already in motion. Teyana wasn't just defending her name, she was about to remind everyone that receipts speak louder than rumors. This wasn't some performative outrage, it was real accountability in motion. Sources close to Teyana's camp say all those so-called receipts flying around blogs were nothing but doctored files, recycled gossip, and twisted speculation carefully dropped to sabotage her Oscar campaign. Her legal team didn't just send warnings, they came in swinging, demanding that every post and video spreading talk of a hidden diagnosis be taken down immediately. They made it crystal clear people were weaponizing her 2025 vocal cord surgery, a real and publicly confirmed health moment, and turning it into clickbait. By facing the rumors head-on, Teyana sent a message straight to the Academy, the studios, and the public. There was no secret illness, no buried truth, just a woman tired of watching her honesty turned into ammunition. She wasn't hiding anything, she was fighting back with facts and fire. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Aaron Pierre stayed completely silent, distant, polished, and unreachable. He's been busy filming Star Wars Starfighter in the UK and prepping for HBO's Lantern's 2026 premiere, keeping his public image squeaky clean and strictly professional. But insiders whisper that his silence isn't accidental, it's strategic. They say speaking up would mean revealing the real reason behind the breakup, and according to those close to the situation, that truth might be way less dramatic than people think. It wasn't betrayal or illness, it was business, just a cold corporate brand pivot that backfired under its own pressure. So instead of talking, Aaron's playing the long game, staying quiet, staying booked, and hoping the storm burns itself out.
They say speaking up would mean revealing the real reason behind the breakup. And according to those close to the situation, that truth might be way less dramatic than people think. It wasn't betrayal or illness, it was business. Just a cold corporate brand pivot that backfired under its own pressure. So instead of talking, Aaron's playing the long game, staying quiet, staying booked, and hoping the storm burns itself out. Aaron's been letting the bloggers do all the dirty work, standing back while the online drama chips away at Teyana's name, all so he can keep that squeaky clean image needed for his Disney and DC deals.
But fans aren't buying it anymore. The same people who once adored their apple pie love story are now calling him out, saying he loved the attention when it made him look good, but vanished the second things got messy. His silence, instead of protecting him, has only made people more suspicious. Then came January 22nd, 2026, the day everything flipped. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences finally dropped its official Oscar nominations, and suddenly the noise stopped cold. Because right there on the list was Teyana Taylor, nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in One Battle After Another. That moment wasn't just recognition, it was redemption. In Hollywood, an Oscar nod isn't just an award, it's an armor. It creates a layer of credibility that gossip can't touch. And when Teyana's raw reaction video hit the internet, crying tears of joy surrounded by her people in her Harlem home, the world saw her again, not as a headline, but as a human. That clip went viral for all the right reasons. It reminded everyone exactly who she is: a mother, a daughter, a fighter, and a generational force who earned every single step of her rise. In her caption, she wrote, "The wait was not punishment, it was preparation." That line hit deep, more powerful than any clapback could ever be. Because she wasn't just talking about awards, she was talking about survival, about carrying herself through heartbreak, rumors, and an industry that keeps trying to box her in. And that right there, that grace under fire, is where the real revenge lives. The story of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre in 2026 isn't just another Hollywood scandal, it's a clear case of two stars taking completely different paths. Aaron's world is now built on big-budget franchises, corporate polish, and a carefully maintained sense of mystery. Every move he makes feels rehearsed, every word perfectly measured to fit into that glossy, studio-approved image. Meanwhile, Teyana's lane couldn't be more different. She's rooted in raw honesty, fearless creativity, and pure authenticity that no PR team can manufacture. Her energy is wild, unfiltered, and real. With a Golden Globe already in her pocket and an Oscar nomination now under her belt, Teyana's not chasing validation anymore. She is the validation. Her response to all the chaos wasn't petty or destructive. It was powerful. She didn't throw shade or try to one-up anyone. She just leveled up. She became bigger, brighter, and stronger without ever needing to clap back. Teyana showed everyone she was never just a supporting role in anyone's story. She's the main event, the headline, the legacy in motion. While Aaron is off traveling through fictional galaxies for Disney and DC, Teyana's right here on Earth, owning every stage, every camera flash, and every moment like she was born for it. She's no longer sharing the spotlight. She is the spotlight. So, was there ever really a secret? If there was, it's long buried beneath the glow of couture gowns, viral red carpets, and an unstoppable award season run. In an era obsessed with misinformation and fake outrage, Teyana Taylor stands as proof that authenticity still wins, and no rumor can dim a light that bright. Teyana Taylor has officially shown the world the only winning strategy in Hollywood: be undeniable. The apple pie era is done, gone, and never coming back. The lights are brighter now, the stakes are higher, and the whole world is watching her every move. As she gets ready to walk that Oscar red carpet in March 2026, her message couldn't be louder. You can try to expose her, twist her story, or even walk away from her, but you can't stop her shine. She's turned pain into power and scandal into strategy. Teyana didn't just survive what Tasha K called a code red, she turned it into a golden era. Every headline that tried to drag her down became another reason to rise higher. She's proven that real strength isn't about screaming back at the noise, it's about outlasting it. With a Golden Globe in one hand and an Oscar nomination in the other, she's rewriting the blueprint for how to handle chaos with class. Now, the big question shifts to the rest of the players in this saga. With the Oscar nominations finally out, will bloggers like Tasha K back off and face the heat from those lawsuits? Or is this just the first chapter in a much bigger legal showdown? And what about Aaron Pierre? Does his silence make him look polished and professional, or is it starting to seem like he's got something to hide? The audience is divided, and every day new receipts keep bubbling up online. Either way, one thing's crystal clear. The final act of this story hasn't been written yet. The countdown to Hollywood's biggest night is on, and Teyana Taylor's walking into it like she's already won. What do you think? Will she take home the gold and silence the rumors once and for all? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and join the conversation, because this story is far from over.